You're watching Chaotic TV.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Chaotic TV. We are bringing you the second game from the Chaotic 3 Esports Club versus Millenium Group 1 match of Week 1 of the Acer TeamStory Cup. In the bottom right on Whirlwind, we have the Blue Protoss, formerly of Chaotic 3 Esports. This is Complexity's viPro. And in the top right,
and his opponent for this match is the Red Zerg player, Millenium's Goswswer.
That's right. Is an interesting pylon placement from viPro. It's a bit further back. Probably going to be able to hide it from that Overlord that's coming down in the wrong as the second position Overlord. So it's a bit slower than the first one, heading off to the left side. Are we going to see?
I think it's probably just there to maximize mining time. You'll see Terrans build their first supply depot there if they're not planning on walling. Just less travel time on the worker. Get back to mining.
That's absolutely true, and it looks like we're going to have a Nexus first coming out of viPro. That's pretty ballsy, although not unheard of on a gigantic map like Whirlwind is. What is interesting
fast expansions
is three drones, coming out from Goswsser right now. He's getting that first hatch. He's got two more. Is one of these a scouting drone? Or is he really going to go for
double hatch?
4?
Well, he's got this one queued up to go to where a fourth base would be, so I guess it's possible. That's really greedy.
Wow, fourth hatch is coming down. That is nuts. He's going to be really happy that there was a Nexus first coming out of viPro, although viPro is going to be really happy that his Nexus first is not pressured by the Zerg at the same point.
It's a little bit of a meta game, being that it's a Whirlwind. Fast expansions, I was just going to say before those drones walked out that fast expansions are somewhat the normal here.
And sometimes you can
that's
pressure
kind of taking it to the next level.
Yeah, this is probably the greediest thing I've ever seen. Have you ever seen this before, Eclipse?
I mean, I have. I haven't. I've only had, like, seeing the fast expand from a Protoss player, you'll normally see a third. Usually it's after the pool, but it's not unheard of to be before. But a fourth, that's really insane. It's going to have a really hard time holding off like a strong timing push, one of the +2 attack timings, or one of the robotics timings. But we'll see if he can do it here.
Has any other pro player ever done something this greedy?
We've seen early on, before the metagame really evolved to be fast expansions, we've seen Marine King Prime take 3 command centers before his barracks.
Oh my god.
Everyone freaked out about that, but he managed to win that game, just dropping a barracks wall at the choke, and there's nothing could be done about it because there was enough wall in, and he went straight to heavy mech play and just smashed his opponent by having a really insane economy really fast.
And these things can get away from their opponent if they're not pressured, and if this is not scouted by viPro, his attack may do a lot less damage than he imagines. Oh my god,
this position is much less defensible than the one that I was talking about.
And Goswsser now having a plethora of larvae and not enough money to spend on the drones that he would love to have. He's still not up to the harvester count of the Protoss.
Yeah, that'll happen when you get early expansions, especially if you have early queens with them. You just pull up larvae a little bit. It's not a big issue because you'll spend them before they get to the max.
Do you think he could have gone 3 hatch, then pool, and then a 4th hatch very quickly behind it before getting this evolution chamber? And do you think that would have given him a little bit better drone production, perhaps, if he got his queens out before he got that 4th hatch?
Well, yeah, that would be. I mean, he would have 6 more drones than 1 more hatchery, so I mean, it wouldn't be very long that it would even out in.
Looks like this Overlord's seen all that it can. It's seeing Chrono Boosted Forge, so it knows that a +1 is at least along the way. But it did actually supply cap Goswsser, who spent all of his money on drones and not enough Overlords before sacking that one.
Too many hatcheries.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see if this is going to bite him in the ass. You have multiple...
He's dropping a Baneling Nest now.
Wow, really?
That can help against the timing attack if you can get good Baneling hits. The scary thing is most Protoss timing attacks come with a buttload of sentries.
That's too true. I've really only seen Banelings used to break through the Zealot that usually holds the hex between a pylon and a gateway, as we're seeing right here with these two sentries. And I'm going to have to edit out Zealot or Eclipse's lag a little bit. I keep seeing that you need to you're holding up the server, but now we're seeing a decent drone count come out from Goswsser. He's actually at 60, whereas there's only 44 from the Protoss. Ooh, Roach Warren actually coming out too. And this mothership core is going to see all these lings streaming across the map from 4 different hatcheries, but they're not going to notice that there's a 4th one coming out. That is a buttload of sentries, as Eclipse talked about earlier, and 3 immortals, and a warp prism for forward pylon substitution, I guess. And now these Zerglings have seen all of the sentries.
He just walls in tight behind this, and he's gonna go and attack and use that wall in to prevent runner buys.
With the options of a warp prism and a recall, he's pretty safe and can always take down that wall later. A couple Banelings coming in, but there's really not enough money out of the Zerg player since he was supply capped for over a minute. And this is actually going to supply cap him again, at least a soft cap. Forward warp ins are happening for the Protoss player. A absolute massive amount of Zerglings is inbound, but he's got not enough supply lead as you would want to have right now as a Zerg to hold this off. Great force fields keeping all of these Zerglings back. Only a few get through, but the Banelings have not made any connections because they're not speed Banelings. The first set of force fields finally disappear, but that another Overlord is going to be taken out. Great time warp and great force fields keeping all these Banelings away. Look at that, trap roaches and Banelings. I think that might be the death
roaches are
knell.
doing nothing against this many immortals. But yeah, this fight really needs to be on creep for the Zerg player, and he has no creep spread at all here.
That's another consequence of going for that 4th hatch. He didn't have his queens out quick enough, and he doesn't have a not a proxy queen, a creep queen backup. Now look at the bank on Goswsser since he's got 4 hatcheries, but even the drones are pulled.
Drones are pulled, and this might be the end of him here.
Look at this
army is just too strong.
And the supply is going down for the Zerg player, and wow, hatch extractors, queens, and there's the GG from Goswsser. Not enough larva, plenty of money, and that's the end of it. That was game 2, guys. A very interesting game 2 tactic from Goswsser. Quite greedy, but if he had gotten away with it, I kind of wanted to see where he was going with it. We are going to jump into 4GG versus viPro next in game 3 between Caron 3 Esports and Millenium. From Chaotic TV, I'm KO.
And this is Eclipse.
And we'll see you soon. Cheers.